completely serious in all of his responses. All right, so I think we can start the official stream now. Hi, welcome to the Undead Lab stream. I'm Geoffrey, and that is Brant. Over there, that's him, right here.
Ow!
Ah!
Right in my eye.
So today we are going to be, we've got a challenge to complete. We're going to move on to the next level of breakdown.
What?
And that's what we do in January. It's Happy New Year time. We just moved to a new place. I actually just kicked off the RV task. There was only one RV task because we're so low level, and so we can just sort of kick that off whenever you want, and we'll get the challenge. So that's no big deal.
Garlic, I do not, under any circumstances, need more lighting. We all know this. Don't give a blade of any sort of grist for his angry mill, please.
If we ever get to the point where we're doing more professional streams instead of this crap that you guys come to see every month, we might try to improve the lighting in this room, because this room was not designed for streams. As you can see, we're mostly lit by the screen. Like that's most of the light that hits our faces. So when we pause the game, it actually gets significantally darker in this room.
So you did kick off the RV?
Yeah, if you check the, I think we get out of the car and check the thing, the base, the outposty little bit that represents the RV.
Oh God.
It's like somewhere. It's like up or down on the D-pad or something. I forgot. The other one. There we are. Yeah, down bottom left corner. Looks like it's almost done. See right? Yeah.
Okay. Fix RV tires.
Yep, fixing the tires. We get 2 minutes, and then we can satisfy the challenge, and then there's no reason for us to be
base?
here.
Oh, we're still at the
Alamo?
Alamo.
Yep. Okay, so I've lost complete track of what's going on here in the chat. As I do, that's my thing. Losing track of the chat is sort of my thing. I hope you guys appreciate that. Garlic Burp says we look like a bunch of goths.
Well, I was a goth princess in high school.
I used to wear a long black trench coat in high school. I was that guy. Not really my thing anymore. I think I own a long black trench coat, but I never wear it because I realized that I think I actually bought it around the time that the first new Deus Ex came out, and I was like, oh yeah, this thing looks like that guy, and then I never put it on.
I thought you were gonna say when The Matrix came out, but you were probably still in diapers.
No, I was actually on my mission when The Matrix came out, so I wasn't allowed to watch it until I got back. So that's how that works.
But you were in LA.
I was in LA. Oh yeah, I was in LA, but we had rules and stuff.
Oh,
rules. We couldn't do anything fun. I couldn't do anything fun for 2 years. We were only allowed to do things that were fun for the more jock missionary types. Played a lot of ultimate frisbee and basketball, and I think I used to actually write these essays to the guy in charge of our mission about how frequently missionaries would get injured playing basketball, and how if I were allowed to play video games, I would never get injured, and it would cost a lot less. It did not work.
Yeah,
I did play some video games on my mission, but it was on the sly. I played Soul Calibur at the arcade at the local.
Should you be saying this out loud?
I don't think I can get in trouble anymore. This is when I was 20.
They can't retroactively invalidate your mission.
Yeah.
I get a notice.
I did a good enough job of sucking as a missionary myself. They don't need to invalidate anything.
You'll get a little message in the mail saying, Geoffrey, you now have to go to Ecuador for 6 years.
I played Soul Calibur at a grocery store because that was back when arcade machines were still a thing in places, and so I did that, and I think there's this one family who had Ocarina of Time just constantly being played at their house.
Hey, we can leave the valley right now.
Oh, are we ready to go? Well, let's go. Let's finally level up my breakdown. I don't know if we've even done that yet.
I don't believe I ever have. I think I may have once and got so scared of level 2 that I just said that's it.
Garlic Burp remembers the day when there was only pinball machines. My earliest days of memories of an arcade were Gauntlet. My dad took us over to the mall that was near. We were living at my grandparents' house for a while, and they had a mall that was within walking distance of their house. We'd go down there to the arcade there, and my dad would just give a stack of bills to the guy running the arcade, and he would just give us 1,000,000 lives in Gauntlet, or 1,000,000 health, because it's your health, right? It just
Right.
constantly ticks down, and he just gave us tons and tons of health, and my dad, my sister, and I just sat there and played for ages. It couldn't be when we lived there. No, it had to be during a visit, because I realized my sister would not have been old enough to play. She was like 2 when we lived there. So
All right, so let's, of course, it takes me forever to figure out what the button is. Let's do this. Okay, I can't read the flyout.
oh, you can look down here.
Available actions.
Oh, time to bail. Let's get the RV packed. Now, I've forgotten the process of doing this. Like, you need to talk to each person? Is that what it was? People that you want to actually bring with you? I think you got to talk to them.
Get to the RV.
Maybe is that it? Man, I've forgotten this game. Like, I've been so absorbed in the new one. Like, you guys have all done this 1,000,000 times. You tell us what to do.
Oh, over the Takuro, I don't know if he's here today. He might still be playing. He had this epic length, like, finishing out level 99.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
I didn't see it because I'm a little under the weather and was flat on my back all weekend. But
it's the list of characters. That's right. You go to the community screen thing, the tab to the left a couple of times. Yeah, it's here. Here, you assign where they come. That's what it was. That's right.
Do I?
I think, go to somebody besides
Choose whom
Lily.
to
Lily
bring.
always comes. And then on RV. There you go. So he's already on the RV, I guess? Oh, does it auto-select? Oh, maybe that guy is busy, so you got to check in with him, see where he is. Okay, so let's go find that guy, make sure he can be on the RV, and then we'll go.
Well, don't we only get 4?
I think we get 6 total, I think including Lily.
Once again, we need to defer to our community to tell us how our game works.
So one guy, for one of those guys, he didn't have the... Okay, so on RV doesn't mean they're already on the RV. On RV means push Y to put them on the RV.
All right.
Okay. I see. That is confusing. How did you guys ever figure that out? That's terrible that we did the UI that way.
In the tradition of State of Decay, we made.
What were we thinking?
We made our interface as confusing as possible to lengthen the game, right?
Yeah, totally. So
I don't want Sicky McSickerton, otherwise known as Christopher Johansson. I want this dude.
Yeah. So we just checked in with him, and so go to the map and see if there's a mission to go find that guy. Somebody made the mission spawn way too frequently. There he is.
Checking in.
Go on that mission. Go get that guy.
All right, I'm gonna get that guy. Let's see what I have.
Lucas is like, oh yeah, it works great when you could put 50 plus people on the RV at one time. Did we have a bug that let you do that? Because the plan was always to limit it, but yeah, I could totally imagine us having a bug like that. It's been forever since we even looked at this stuff, so I would have forgotten what was going on.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Jenny, one of our super fans, and she had 55 people in her base. I was like, no.
No, you don't.
You can't possibly.
I mean, they can't all spawn at once, certainly. We do have rules. They keep that basically everybody has to be busy and off somewhere. Under Nicole says they called it roof riding. Just you even run out of roof at that point. It's like people people in the wheel wells, people dragging behind just married cans.
That's funny. All right, time to go get. Oh wow, there's the RV right there, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
There's our homage to another George Romero, Dead Reckoning.
Oh, there we go. Awesome.
That was what they called. I don't know if you saw City of the Dead.
I have not seen City of the Dead.
It was this giant armored tank of an RV that they called Dead Reckoning, with spelled correctly.
Yeah.
So we, of course, avoiding any sort of lawsuit.
I just put a W at the
Reckoning.
beginning, of course. What's that? What is that? Until I saw the trailer, I didn't know anything about what Mortal Engines was. You seen the trailer for Mortal Engines or whatever? It's like a new Peter Jackson thing. I think it's based on a book series or something like that. But it's like it's apocalyptic wasteland with these enormous cities on wheels. rumbling across it.
I thought that was a live-action Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh.
So I am aware of it, and if Peter Jackson's involved, it's probably going to be.
If I'm remembering all that data right.
No, I seem to recall that is correct. But
Nicole, I don't know what you're talking about when you say I'm being distracting. That's there's nothing going on over here. Oh yeah, so Hemorrhoid Master, yeah. Like for instance, if I wanted to be named Hemorrhoid Master, I would just have to replace the R's with W's and be Hemowoid Master.
Yes.
And that would be fine, and you couldn't complain because a hemowoid is definitely different from a hemorrhoid.
It sounds like a 3-year-old trying to say something hemorrhoid.
Hemowoid. Yeah,
Hemowoid.
my daughter had trouble with R's when she was little, and she would make them into W's if they were like at the beginning of a sentence, but if of a word. But if they were at the end of a word, she replaced it with an I sound. So like the word river was withy, and it would be wiver. It was withy. It was made her sound kind of like she was from New Zealand or something. It was kind of cool. But unfortunately now she says her R's just fine. But like whenever she, not unfortunately, I do want her to talk right. But like whenever she criticizes somebody else's speech, I'm like, remember you used to say with it, so give him a break.
All right, dude, let's get. Oh, you got to run back to your spot. Yeah, we really need to get. Okay, come on. Like I had to talk to him about that. Oh wait, he's not getting in.
Oh yeah, he's on that side.
Go ahead and rip the door off.
Yeah, I don't need that door.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good.
I like how he just sacrifices his life for the noble cause of the destruction of that door.
Why am I even worrying?
I managed to run over 2 ferals before you got here, by the way. I promise.
Why am I even worrying about like?
Did you send that guy home?
Supposedly.
All right, let's see if we can put him on the RV.
I'm gonna
Just get safe and then.
I'm gonna take the secret back way, which probably will end in sadness.
Nicole points out that we don't have enough friends in our community, and if this character dies, we're actually screwed.
This character won't die. Especially with my amazing car driving skills. Amazing.
Just2 says that co-op will help defeat that problem. Just2 doesn't know how co-op's going to work, so Just2 is talking out of his butt. I'm sorry, that was rude. But he also does. There's some significant differences to the way communities and characters and stuff work in the second game that we can't talk about. But I don't think it's not a straight and out. The problem we're facing here is not the exact problem we would face in the second game. But I'm not going to say any more than that. And sorry, Justin. By the way, Just2, I hope you took that as gentle, friendly ribbing and not as me actually criticizing you. Because that was a very good point. Especially because just having another person with you is just everything gets a lot easier. It's like you can if a zombie jumps on your back, you get surrounded. People can help you. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go.
Boom. There we go. We did it.
Look at that! Over. Moving on, reset your challenge progress. Are you really starting over? Are you sure? I wrote that text. I can see my stuff.
Look at that awesome score.
Oh yeah, that's something. And we got it. We got the challenge.
Wait a minute. Only 0.04% of all people who ever played this,
got the challenge for this month. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The challenge for this month. So yeah. So that I'm actually surprised there's that many who've gotten the challenge for this month. So, yeah, probably most of them in this chat room with us.
Wow, we got some heavy hitters in here today. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just2, I love to have a nice sort of bantery kind of workplace, and when I would watch Scrubs, I was like, that's the kind of place I want to work, where everyone is just savagely mean to each other all the time, but they also love each other. And so sometimes I talk that way with people, and then I panic. I'm like, wait, do they think I'm just being a jerk? Are they upset? Are they So I gotta double check. So I get to have all the fun of making fun of people, and then completely destroy the fun by then talking about it forever afterwards.
All right. Where's the nearest home site?
Hey. Oh, Ruler's here. Hey, Ruler.
Yeah, we got Ruler plays. We got Lucas.
Meeky Geek.
We got a whole pile of people here. I don't know.
Lucas says, "Don't go to church." Is that like? Do you mean that like in life, or do you mean like just don't go to the church in this place?
Well,
right now, wait. So where? Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my favorite place.
The farmhouse?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look! Look, we had a vehicle.
I got that.
The same one.
That screen shift looked suspiciously like a jug. I don't like jugs.
So wait. Can we get into the farmhouse? Do we have enough people to get into the farmhouse? I know I think we lowered the requirements in Breakdown so that people could more easily settle places with a smaller community, but I'm not sure that. Oh, hey, well, here we go. Hey guys, hey Emmanuel Kendall.
Oh, I don't want to.
Oh, hey, let's go clear out an infestation.
Sure.
Why not?
I need people.
Are they going to join us afterwards though? Maybe not. At least they'll be our friends. Hey, zombies. Oh, fine. Whatever. You go over there.
That's right.
Mickey Geek says, spoiler alert, there's zombies in the second game. Yeah, Garlic Burp says, let's celebrate all these great people being here with some State of Decay 2 spoilers. Ruler Plays is claiming to have spoilers from friends at Microsoft. Well, I hope that you'll keep those to yourself and not get your friend in trouble for having shared too much information with you.
That's right.
But I hope that whatever it is that you heard has made you happy. Oh, man, that's just, the animation's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, even better.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, he's getting jiggy with it.
You know, people don't even know what you're talking about.
That's from what, 1999? Was it 2001? I don't know when that song was.
A million years ago.
It was weird. So I had a friend. He sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, I was clearing out my spam folder, which he hadn't done in a long time." And he said that while it was deleting, he saw my name go by. Like I'd sent him an email that went to his spam folder, and then it was gone, and he couldn't see it. So he was like, "Hey, find out what it was." And so I looked through my sent mail, and the only email I had ever sent him was a thank you for him having complimented me on the birth of my first child. And so it was a 12-year-old email that he had sent me, and I was like, yeah, oh, she's even. You know, it had been I was apologizing in the email for waiting 2 months to respond to him, and I was like, oh yeah, she's even cuter at 2 months old. And so I sent him another response after that was like, hey, look, she's even cuter at 12 years old. And sent a picture of my 12-year-old with her green hair and everything. And it was just it was weird to realize that I'd had like some of these like friendships and the same email account and all this stuff for 12 years, the entire life of my child. This same stuff has been there. I still think of Gmail as being like, oh yeah, it's that new email service that I signed up for. It's and no, it's older than my children, so yeah. Hemorrhoid Master's like, yeah, my friend was mad for 12 years because he never got my response.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, Dunedin is doing Yosemite Valley Trails right now? Holy crap. Well, hey, Dunedin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting.
What are you doing on this stream?
Yeah, well, apparently, I think he's just checking in real quick, but he's doing other stuff. He says he'll watch the rest of it later. I don't even know if he's in a position to really watch the video. He might have just been checking in with the chat.
What a gorgeous area, though. I
don't know if I've ever been there.
I've never done the trail. I was at Mammoth last year, and part of the trail runs through Mammoth, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, unbelievably gorgeous.
We did Crater Lake last year, which was incredible. Like probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
I have huge respect for the people that do those trails up there. It's just it's amazing.
Lucas says there's a Nigerian prince that's been trying to contact me by email for a decade as well. Man, it's too bad I missed out. I bet that was a really great opportunity he had for me. It's really too bad I missed out on that.
All right, I'm gonna go to the church.
Back to the original advice. Yes.
Sorry, Lou.
So it looks like there wasn't room enough. I mean, there was not enough of us. There's too much room in the farmhouse for us, and so we got to go somewhere else. Nana Gamer's here, by the way.
Oh wow! Hey, Nana.
Nana. Nanners is here. I don't think anyone calls
Who
her
put that there?
Was it literally you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was McMillan. I'm sure. Wait, how many do I need for this place? If I can get away with 4 in this, then...
I think we reduced the requirements for breakdown. So it wouldn't be unreasonable.
Nope, 5.
Oh, well.
Dang it.
I'm a liar. How many do you have? Do you have 4? Did you manage to get all 4?
I think I got 4. I mean, wait a minute.
We'll check. Did we ever actually invite that guy that we rescued?
I have 5 people.
You have 5?
Yes.
Oh, well, great. Let's go.
I wasn't paying attention. All right, so...
Settle home base. Let's set up camp here. I'm not actually listening to the audio for the game at all because my cable is so short. I need to get like an extension or like some new headphones with a longer cable. It's like there's like this tight wire going between me and the computer.
Ablative, you know me well enough now that I refuse to use doors if I have an option. I don't care if the door was wide open when I walked by it. If you can break a window, I'll break a window. This is haunted. Look.
Whoa!
Yeah, haunted. But you guys didn't know that was another aspect of State of Decay.
It's ghosts versus zombies. That's what State of Decay 2 is. Just going to be adding ghosts to the game. So if you run into any like bugs or jank or anything like that,
Not a bug.
State of Decay, nope, it's ghosts. It's the new ghost feature.
Yes, Hemorrhoid, I do jump through windows getting to work.
Yeah, Ablative says, remind me never to invite Brant to your home. I don't think we have to remind you.
Yeah, seriously. You could send a gold bar with an invite, Ablative, and say you can have all the wealth in the world if you come visit me, and I would die penniless.
Liamipoo says, I imagine Brant enters everything Dukes of Hazzard style. In the morning, no, he runs right by my desk, slides across his own desk, and then lands in the seat.
It's true. It's true. I do like that. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure Ian won't mind if you just knock down everything on his desk, sliding over to yours.
I'll just let him know I'm coming in so he can move his monitors.
You're like, incoming! And he's got like 3 seconds to like clear a space for you.
Right. Oh no! Alright, I'm going to fix this place up because I like a clean kitchen.
So Ablative claimed that he could get you to go anywhere with a mere 2 words. Is it
he's gonna
tacos here?
He's going to say taco van.
Taco time? It's taco time. Yep, free tacos.
Yeah.
Yep, there he goes, free tacos.
True.
Ablative, you are so predictable.
We got Dell too. Liamipu. Man.
We got everybody.
What? I love our fans. I love them. I do love you guys so much.
Everybody's great. Unda Nicole said she loves taco time. We had what's it? Cafe Del Rio. That's what we had for New Year's Eve dinner. Went over to a friend's house and they just like they ran down there and got everybody burritos and things. It was great.
Not enough influence. I have saved us from the first valley. I have fixed the RV. I have brought people along. I found a new house. And I don't have enough influence to say, I don't know, go make the bed. Who made this game? What a world.
Oh, yeah, Ruler Place is saying Happy New Year. We should say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, we did it. Yeah, no, 2018. Man, it's like totally the future now. Like 2017 was not quite the future, but now we're in the future.
Yeah, 2018.
Got like robots and stuff. I
What was I watching the other night? I was watching a sci-fi movie from like the 80s that
Time Cop?
that predicted. Oh, I wish. What a great movie. Predicted what 2019 was going to look like.
Yeah. Are we on track? I remember the movie Strange Days?
Wait a minute, it was like
Strange Days came out in like 1997. It was predicting that in 4 years we'd be recording and replaying our memories and dreams and stuff.
People's brain hole.
Yeah.
It was Blade Runner.
Oh, the original Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was.
I think it was 2019.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is 2019. And yeah, no, that's. I'm kind of glad it didn't go that way. Hemorrhoid Master asks us if we believe in AI dominance in the future. It kind of depends on the kind of dominance you mean. I'm not a big AI risk person. I'm not like, just worried about there's going to be a AI-driven singularity that just, fundamentally changes life as we know it and we become like, matrix batteries or something like that. Because I don't know. I think, intelligence in general tends to be very specific and dedicated, like very focused. Like we have our intelligence that does a certain kind of thing for a certain reason. I don't think that, like some people, they think of intelligence as being like a scale. It's like you're dumb down here, you're like an ant or a beetle or something, and then you're like, a dog or a pig, and then you come up to a human, and then there's this godlike AI that's like above you like that. I don't think intelligence works that way. I think intelligence sort of branches out in a lot of different directions, and so like an AI being smarter than us and good at what an AI does isn't the same thing as an AI being better than a human in the same way that a human is good at being a human. And so I don't see us being supplanted by AI. I don't see AI automatically wanting to conquer and enslave or destroy us just because they get to a certain level of intelligence. There's no motivation. Like, we evolved under conditions where we had to, survival and dominance was, like, the thing we had to do. That's what our intelligence is for. Is to make us the dominant species on the planet. And, like, because if it wasn't able to do that, then, the people who weren't intelligent enough to do that died out and were replaced by the people who were. But an AI doesn't work that way. AI evolves based on its ability to serve the needs that we put in front of it. And so I think AI is going to remain a tool. It'll probably be a transformative tool that changes our lives in a lot of ways, but I don't see it suddenly kind of becoming the dominant creature on the planet the way that some people fear. So that's my, I just, because there's no motivation for it to do that. It's not being evolved created under conditions where it has to fight to survive. And so, it just kind of, the way that, cows and sheep evolved to be pleasing and useful to humans, I think the AI is going to evolve to be pleasing and useful to humans. And we're going to stay in charge.
I'm actually really surprised at that answer.
Really?
Based on, though it's much more thought out. Actually, I'm not surprised. Okay. Initially, I would say, coming from your experience with sci-fi,
yeah,
I would say I would have expected yes, they will be. We will be bowing down to robotic masters anytime now.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have this deep thought sort of version of that, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Garlic Burp says, true story, Geoffrey is an implanted AI robot. Yeah, I'm just here to tell people, no, don't worry about AI risk. It's fine. It's
actually
totally
makes
fine.
more sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. Anytime someone, presents an idea that disagrees with yours, the solution is always that they are a plant designed to deceive you. I found that's always true. Let's see here. Yeah, Lucas says, coming from a guy whose AI walks through walls and doors. So exactly, right? I mean, come on. AI is bumbling and stupid. You can train an AI to do a few things really well, and it'll do everything else really poorly and stupidly. Or it'll be amazing at things that humans can't do, and just horrible at things that humans can do. I don't think we're when people for instance the AI. I don't know if you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but there is this feature in there called the framework, which is it's basically they've designed an entire replica of the world as it would have been if there were like it's like a VR replica of the world where what would have happened, like an AI has extrapolated what would have happened if certain different choices had been made, and I'm like, okay, theoretically, I can imagine the ability to design an AI, like some kind of neural net, whatever, that can like predict how things, like if you make changes here and there in the world, what's going to happen. An AI to control your diplomatic or military strategy or businesses or something. They're like, oh, it can predict everything that's going to happen, and it can model. If we do this, then that will be the consequence. You can imagine having something like that existing, but what data set would you train it on? You can't actually give an AI all of the information about the entire world at any given point. So you can, I can imagine one existing, but I can't actually imagine the process of creating it. And they just, in a Marvel show, you can just skip it over by going, what, am I just talking too much?
No.
What's happening?
Only an AI can evade questions about the game like these guys. Does not compute.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. You guys get me off on topics that I'm interested in, and I'll just talk forever. But you didn't actually come here to hear my theories about AI. So I'll leave that alone.
I know you're lying. For you to say thank you to anyone I really doubt it. I doubt it.
Actually, I was listening to the Hello Internet podcast, and they were actually asking. Well, they were sort of asking these like imponderable questions of each other, and one thing that they asked was, should you say thank you to a robot that works for you? And their conclusion was yes, just to maintain that norm, so that you don't train your children to just be impolite because they're so used to talking to robots. And I was like, okay, that's a pretty good answer. I like that solution. So I'm on board with you saying thank you to Cortana.
My mother would have insisted that I say thank you to a robot.
Yeah, we just got Amazon Echo for my daughter for her birthday because she wanted to have an easy way to control music without having to actually get out of her bed. Most of her life is geared around trying to do things without ever having to get out of her bed. And so that was one of our solutions was an Echo Dot, and she I think they were like on some screaming deal or something like that this past month, which was great. But my son, who's only 3 and can barely talk, watched her use it a couple of times, and every time he goes into her room, he's like, Lexa, pay Tayo, which is his favorite cartoon, and it doesn't have a song for his favorite cartoon, but he thinks that he can just make anything happen by saying Lexa, only in that room. It's like he's learning the rules of the world without really understanding.
We're not far off
how it goes.
I'm guessing that, everybody saw, what's the Pixar robot movie?
WALL-E.
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 Remember the humans in that, where they ended
yes.
up? We're not far from that. And it seems like everything we do to, quote unquote, make our lives better leads us farther down that road.
Yeah, no, that actually sounds pretty good. I mean, I don't like the fact that I've, been gaining weight as I got older, and becoming less physically capable. It doesn't feel awesome, but, if I had the option to just chill a lot and have robots do my work for me, I don't know if I'd say no to that. Let's see here.
Do I have some influence now? Jeez.
Just give some stuff away.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Let's see if I can actually have somebody clean the bedroom now. Amazing. What are you doing? Stop. Oh, that feels good.
Give me a scalp massage.
Oh, perfect.
I like how the poor lighting in here makes that look way more convincing than it would in a well-lit room.
All right, now I'm ready to build. No, I'm not.
So people are talking about how Lily is probably secretly an AI, and that she's drinking all the cold ones behind everyone's back.
Probably. Now to sort of address Lucas's earlier comment about how our AI is at times unpredictable is how I like to describe it. We could have the coolest, smartest, most capable NPCs and zombies in this game, but there'd be one of them.
Yeah. That's actually, one of the, I mean, I really admire AI programmers and what they do, because they have to write some really, really complex stuff, and then also scale it down. And I figure, okay, I've got this character doing all this stuff, but the game can only have one or two of them on screen at once. So then they have to try to take the same behavior and scale it back just enough that we can afford to have the number of characters on screen that we want. And
so you guys are all well aware. Oh, hey, I was hitting the window. That's bull. You guys are well aware of like pop in and stuff like that. Well, that's all based around the ability of memory to load things into the game. Well, we do the same thing with AI. We have LODs for AI, which is levels of detail. And
so the guys who are like close to you, right around you, are thinking differently from the guys that are far away.
Yeah, and often, and even when the AI memory that we allocated for this game is the reason why you might be standing in a group of 10 zombies and only 6 of them will be attacking.
Yeah.
It's because we can only afford to have a certain number of aggro at the same time.
So folks are actually pretty impressed by the fact that while you were explaining that, you were just deftly navigating through that entire zombie fight.
Because
no big deal.
I am amazing.
Brant is like, Leamy Poo is like, Brant has Matrix moves. So, Del, when you heard me offer Brant a scalp massage, what I was doing was this. With my enormous hand. It just gets larger and larger the more it massages his head, too. It's just...
I have that effect on
It's a brain sucker.
Then you're starving.
It's starving, yes.
I'll just go ahead and get that joke out of the way.
Yeah, it's what I was thinking, and I was like, do I want to finish it? I don't know. I don't know if I want to finish it. There we go. I'll just leave that there. You just look like you have a giant extra brain just sticking out of your head now.
That I could use.
Gooniverse asks about the difference between working with CryEngine versus Unreal. That's dangerous territory to get into because those both involve relationships with other companies, and almost anything we said could just kind of be in bad form,
Well, no, I mean, we can totally bag on CryEngine all day long because it's no longer an entity.
I guess not. It still makes me nervous.
No, I mean CryEngine did what we needed it to do. Not always great. No engine that you purchase off the shelf is going to do everything you need it to unless you make a game that is exactly like the original game that the engine was built around.
Yeah.
So if this was going to be a corridor shooter with level loading, we could have made, a much more flawless game. The same stands for Unreal Engine. It was not originally intended to be an open world streaming memory game. And they've made vast improvements over the years. And it is by far the most mature, commercially available engine out there that does what we need to do. And yet we've still found ways to push it to its limit and beyond.
Yeah, one of the advantages that it had was just the fact that there were a few designers that we brought on late in the project, for instance, who were already Unreal experts from their previous work. And so they could just drop right in and start doing things with the engine that we had never done before.
Yes.
With an engine that is lesser used or that's home brewed, you could never do that. If we had homebrewed our own engine, which is not what we're set up to do here, but if we had done that, we couldn't just hire somebody from the outside and have them come in and tell us how to use our stuff better than we knew. But we could do that with this case because we were using Unreal. So just the sheer popularity of it, the fact that it's used in so many places, is by itself a big advantage that engine has over most other engines. Unity has a similar thing. There's so many Unity projects out there and so many Unreal projects out there that they just, by sheer scale, they managed to to get an advantage. And so that's like, I mean, you hear about, like Epic doing things like letting people, use the engine for free in exchange for like a cut of the profits, that kind of thing. It's like they want the more people to use their engine, even if they initially take a loss from it, because the more people are using their engine, the better the engine becomes, the better a choice the engine looks like, to new developers. So,
man, we got Dell.
Andy B's here. And Happy New Year to you, Andy B. So
it's so great. This is like a gathering of old friends now. You guys are all so great.
Was everybody in on the Brant Love Fest on Twitter the past couple of days?
I appreciated that tremendously. I also get very squeamish and awkward.
I mostly joined in because I knew how uncomfortable it would make Brant.
But
he's such a humble dude.
I'm like a broken record. We are like a broken record when it comes to the amount of appreciation we wish we could gush towards our long-time, friends here.
Yeah.
And you guys stay involved. You guys keep teaching people how to play. Keep talking about our game. Keep coming back. I mean, one of the most wonderful things for me to see is people talking about what games they're going to play in 2018, and so many of you guys who are in this. Oh my God, Captain Baker!
Yeah, Captain Baker's in here.
Wow.
He's bemoaning the fact that he doesn't think we're coming to pass South. I don't actually know if there's been any decisions made on that. Maybe there have been. And it's not like anyone would have told me.
South is probably a stretch.
I don't remember what month that is.
I think South is too soon. If we get to go to any PAX, it's probably going to be East.
But we'll see about that. Brant and I don't make those decisions at all. So.
And since those decisions are made way above our pay grade now, even farther above than they were before.
It looks like Nicole has the official word that we're definitely not coming to PAX South. So. And then Blade is like, boo.
Well,
that's a positive boo, though.
I would love to come to PAX. I don't have a dime to my name these days. But,
yeah. I actually, I owe my family some home time, so I'm not taking off on a trip unless it's part of work.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble here.
Oh yeah, that's looking bad.
Maybe if
he can't decide if he's on fire or not.
So tired.
Oh, look out!
Oh, I can do that one-handed. Okay.
Oh, Captain Baker says that it's this month. So yeah, no, this month is too soon.
Oh yeah, we are. Let's just say we're a little bit busy.
Yeah. Like I said, we don't don't have a guest today because we don't want to pull anybody away from their desks today. It's just there's a little bit going on, so nothing bad. When I say there's stuff going on, it sounds like I'm like hinting that there's bad things going on, and there's not. But it's just people are busy, So.
Yeah, we are at critical mass right here, and I'm probably saying too much.
Hey, Takuro, thanks for stopping in, even though you can't stick around for very long. Takuro's at work and got a lot to do, so.
Takuro, congratulations on your epic run this weekend.
Oh yeah, totally.
That was. I mean, I didn't get to watch anything this weekend because I was, let's just barfing constantly. But
I had one of those weekends recently.
Ugh.
It's the worst.
But thank you, man. There was a lot of people who were watching it, and wow, that guy is still going. I gotta check that out.
Where did he end up? Did he disappear?
That is some epic distance right there.
Yeah, that was awesome. That slope was just perfect for it.
Yeah, it was. And true life physics.
So, because zombies are basically made out of grease. They're
like that
greasy.
Guy. See,
yeah,
he's a little greasy.
Yeah. So, what else have you guys been playing lately? What did you guys? Anybody get any good games for Christmas or?
I played Ruiner.
Oh yeah. So tell me what you thought of Ruiner.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't play it that long, but I had a lot of fun with it while I was playing it. My favorite part of it was the gun mulching robot. It's sort of like after you have a big battle, this robot comes in and just turns all the guns into points. That thing's awesome. I played just a ton of Call of Duty this past week.
The World War II.
The World War II one. Yeah, they did this now that they've got loot boxes and stuff, they do these like seasonal events now. Where they're like special loot boxes only available during the seasonal event. You better play as much Call of Duty as possible, and I am just a freaking sucker for that stuff.
What? So
and
you can get like a Santa hat, just like they had on Omaha Beach or something.
Well, yeah, no. They give like special like ice covered weapons, and like they're covered with frost, like you've had them outside during like the Battle of the Bulge or something.
Yeah.
They have these weird like obscure like fancy uniforms from all these different militaries you can wear, and so it's like unlocking all kinds of stuff. Unlocked a special ice covered Guer 40. Was it 47? Is that the number on that sucker? I don't remember.
Probably
now.
a 43.
No, 43. Yeah, Guer 43, and it was another thing had a 47 on it. It's like I do pattern matching. I'll recognize the name and I know what gun that is, but I don't actually. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually write it down in my head, so I can't actually call it back to memory later on. Oh, Ablative said he was catching up on a lot of TV. Have you been watching Black Mirror, by the way? I'll just leave that question there. Dell says she's been playing a lot of Monopoly because it was Christmas and it's traditional. My kids and I were playing this game called Bears versus Babies.
Yes.
We love Bears versus Babies.
Bears versus Babies is awesome.
Well, at one point, my daughter had a friend over and they just started playing themselves, and they kind of made like a rule that they were not ever going to release the babies, so they could just make the biggest, nastiest monsters they possibly could. So they covered the entire kitchen table with monsters.
I actually kickstarted that and got the furry box.
Oh yeah, I've got the furry box. We got the furry box.
Great
furry box is amazing.
And then I ended up buying what was it? Exploding Kittens.
Oh yeah, they've got imploding kittens now too.
Yes.
They got an expansion.
I did get the expansion at one of the PAXs.
So, Ablative, I loved Magician Seasons 2. I'm really looking forward to Season 3 coming out really soon. It really went off, like crazy-wise, went off the rails with Season 2, like, basically living in their little, Narnia clone. It was insane, but, it was, they did a musical at one point. It was just nuts, but I was having a great time.
Buffy proved that doing a musical can make things amazing.
Yeah, Flash did one too recently. Fillory, thank you. I couldn't think of the name Fillory. So a few people here said that said they loved Black Mirror, especially the first episode. So the first episode of this season of Black Mirror was really interesting to me. I won't give any spoilers, but I agree with people who said it was a really interesting situation they put the characters in, and it was just kind of fascinating and horrific. But it was weird to watch it as a game developer because it involves game developers and the way they work and the way they are scheduled and things like that, and it was just so wrong. I was like, really? Like the it basically has someone the equivalent of Ben Scott just offhandedly, while distracted, telling someone to spend an extra 10 days on a new feature, and then it just happens. Like, there's no meetings about moving the schedule. There's no coordinating the release date. He just, offhandedly says, oh, yes, yeah, sure, spend an extra 10 days on that. That sounds good.
Oh, wow.
And then just goes and does something else. And then the entire company, that's what they do. And the update gets pushed back. And the CEO is like, oh, you screwed us over, technical guy. And it's like, no, the CEO could just say, no, we're not doing that. And then it would just not happen. That's... Come on.
I would love to see the reality of that, where the publisher goes, hold on. 10 days? Yeah, right. You're living in a fantasy world. Yeah. I will say that as far as TV goes, when I was sick, I was able to watch something that I probably never would have, but it turned out to be my favorite TV show of the last year. It's called One Day at a Time on Netflix.
I don't think I know that one.
It's a comedy that starts out looking like a really bad Friends comedy sort of thing, but it turns out it's about this wounded single mom veteran who is dealing with all sorts of issues in very funny ways, but also addressing some real problems that no comedy would ever touch. And it's incredibly great. It's well written, well acted, and charming AF. it's
Okay, I'll have to check that. One Day at a Time was what it's called?
yes, it's on Netflix. It's actually amazing. I absolutely loved it. Since I was sick, I used the excuse to burn through the entire season like in a day and a half.
Okay, so a couple people just brought up The Last Jedi, and so I just want to warn everyone, be nice to each other. In case someone likes it and someone else doesn't like it, those arguments over The Last Jedi have gotten so heated, I'm nervous about it infecting our community. So just a warning. But yeah, so I've actually been watching, my favorite weird show that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about is Travelers on Netflix. Which is, one of the reasons I like it is because I had a very similar idea like 10 years ago that I was never able to turn into anything. And it's Travelers is basically about like refugees from a terrible future coming to our time and then trying to change things. But they've got a really weird, interesting set of rules. Their time travel works in a different way than any other time travel I've seen. And they play with the rules a lot. And it's just... So there's a lot of really interesting character story stuff that they set up, but there's also just really interesting just playing with their made-up science that I really enjoy. So Mickey Geek calls out shirtless Kylo Ren as being a highlight of The Last Jedi. That was one of my favorite moments,
I'm just going to say, let's not talk about Star Wars.
Okay.
Just
in case there's spoilers.
Love it, hate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate your input, but not today and not on that. That's tolerance for you.
Oh, Army of Dogs asked if anyone else has watched Series of Unfortunate Events. Yeah, my kids love it, and we sat and watched it. Neil Patrick Harris in that, he does such a great job.
Neil Patrick Harris is a national treasure.
He is my favorite Count Olaf, including the one in the books and the Jim Carrey one. Neil Patrick Harris is the best Count Olaf. Like, they use him in all their promotional materials. Like, he just basically narrates everything because he's just so good at it. And yeah, so if you turn on Netflix these days, it just comes up with a teaser for season 2. And it's just Neil Patrick Harris tapping on the screen with a knife and talking to you.
All right, I've built all
I actually worked at a studio that made the video game adaptation of the original movie of a Series of Unfortunate Events. So there was a lot of weird stuff. I mean, figuring out how to make a video game out of that story was really hard.
Jim Carrey in it?
Yeah, the Jim Carrey one.
That's why I didn't see it.
That was what was one of the things that was going on. I didn't work on that particular one, but that was going on at the first studio I worked at. Only like a year or two after I joined them. So, yeah. I guess we got like 6 minutes left. Bunch of questions to not answer. You know. We're good. Yeah, so A Bladed Meat Shield, I'm reading your opinion, and Liam Poo, I'm also reading yours about The Last Jedi, but yeah, I guess we'll keep our mouths shut about it. Okay, Undead Nicole has added The Last Jedi to a list that includes religion, sex, and politics of things that we're just not going to talk about anymore in our community. It is so funny to me how divisive it became, though. It's just, you know, I mean, like, most of the Star Wars movies I've seen so far, it's like they've either they've been, you know, universally acclaimed, almost universally derided, or almost universally, yeah, that was okay. But like, people being so evenly divided between the anger and it was just interesting. Not commenting on
and never
details.
The twain shall meet. There's no, even the people in the middle of the road
are angrily in the middle of the road about it.
They're like, no, it's okay.
Lammy Poo asked if can we still discuss dogs. I think maybe as long as you don't also talk about cats at the same time. You're probably fine.
Yeah, because then I'll get in. I'll jump in on that.
There was one thing, like, I got a bug in State of Decay 2 recently. I think I can talk about this, where somebody, you know, there was a character who had both the dog lover and cat lover and dog person traits at the same time. And the QA tester was like, I'm sorry, this character cannot possibly exist. And so I put in a special thing. Like I tweaked them so that those two can never appear on the same person. You cannot be a dog person and a cat lover at the same time.
See, you too can have an effect on State of Decay.
Undead Nicole says favorite foods are still in the approved list. So, you know, that's good. So a Blade of Meat says, you can tell that QA tester that I exist. Yeah, so the point wasn't really that no one can actually like dogs and cats at the same time. Mainly, if somebody is going to make I am a dog person one of their traits that they tell everyone, hey, if you want to know about my personality, I am a dog person, that means they're a dog person to the exclusion of other pets. If they happen to like dogs and cats and also birds and also fish and also sharks and everything else, then, you know, fine, they're an animal person. But being a dog person and a cat person at the same time, that it felt like an accidental contradiction. And that's the thing, when people know that you've got a randomly generated character system, then character traits that do actually exist on real people together can still feel like an accident. And if it feels like a mistake, you still kind of have to correct it, even if you know you could write a story about a person like that. So, yeah. Miki Geek, I shied away from having a furry trait in the game.
Yeah.
Just didn't want to, you know, court any, like, controversies. No, actually, I didn't even think of it. That was really all it was. I didn't, like, think about it, like, no, we will not have furries in our game. I just didn't think of it. There's a lot of character traits that humans have that did not appear in the game, simply because that would be too many things. There are more character traits in the world than there are humans. So, you know, there's a lot of humans.
Plus, all the furries got eaten.
They just looked so delicious. They looked like big plush animals.
Sowing the seeds of controversy. They all got eaten. Alright, I'm going to go back home.
People are theorizing about what went wrong with the furry trait, but I promise it wasn't real. It was never in the list. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so we got 2 minutes left before our awkward sign off. So actually the closest thing I had to a furry trait is actually the mascot trait, which talks about wearing a mascot costume. And how that would improve your endurance, you know.
There you go.
And actually, yeah. So, and there are some actually pretty. I'm looking forward to you guys seeing some of the shark hoodie guy equivalent costumes that appear in this game.
Who I just got.
Who did you get? Oh, you just got Milo. Nice.
That was homage to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just in time for us to quit.
Well, that way I won't get him eaten.
And yeah, so. Yeah. I think Sonya would be so ashamed of me, because a Blade of Meat is like, breaking, Undead Labs hates the furry community. Sonya would be so disappointed in me if I actually had given the impression that we had some sort of ill will towards any community. Because one thing that Sonya taught me as when we worked together was just her complete open-minded love and tolerance for all people from all different backgrounds. Like there was no character trait you could have aside from jerk. Jerk, she would, have trouble with. But aside from jerk, there really wasn't a character trait you would have that Sonya wouldn't love you for, and I really appreciated that. So she taught me a lot about that sort of thing. So I that's why I'm stumbling so much around this topic, because I'm nervous about sounding like I meant something bad when I really didn't.
Oh, that's just.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good way to end the stream. Just utter brutality. That's wonderful. Okay, it's 2:00. We should get back to our desks and put the manacles back on. So, thank you everybody for being here, and